Hey yo, welcome back to my channel. This is Eugene from Kenya. So probably you're a person who wants to come to Africa to build their houses, or you are in the middle of a situation to choose where to build in Africa or to just build in the United States where you are. So this video today that I'm going to show you, it's going to help you evaluate if you can choose to come to build a house in West Africa or generally in Africa rather than just staying in the United States. So generally this video is to encourage you to feel like in Africa we can also build good houses as compared to houses in the United States. So kindly watch the video and let me know what you think about it at the end. And also remember to subscribe to my channel if you're my new viewer. Remember, this video I put them to encourage you, to educate you, and also I'll give a commentary on research based on what I've done regardless to the same video. So there are a couple of advantages that comes with building houses in West Africa. Generally it can be structurally advantages as compared to the structure of houses in the USA. So you can take this advantage and come and see or build or try to investigate this information and maybe apply it one day when you want to settle with your family in Africa. So you can learn that there are advantages of building houses in West Africa as compared to the United States. So let's watch the video and I'll come back with a commentary. Also make sure to watch the video until the end. Thank you.
West Africa builds better houses than America and much of the Western world. I've built new homes in America and West Africa, and I can tell you, when you see the construction of new homes in West Africa, you're gonna have a hard time settling for the junk they try to sell you in the United States. The biggest reason for this is, where does your money go when you purchase a new home? In America, most of the money that you pay for that new home is going into the land and into the permits necessary to build your house. Whereas in West Africa, most of the money that you're putting into the new home actually goes into the home itself. So you can have better building materials and a higher building standard than you can in America. In fact, let me compare two. This is the kind of build quality that you'll have in America if you're buying new home construction. It's basically as cheap as they possibly can make it to maximize their profits. Whereas check out West Africa. The walls are concrete. They're not cheap wood and drywall. The floors are marble. They're not this cheap artificial wood that they've been using in all the new homes that they call luxury in America. And the location of the houses makes a lot more sense in West Africa. In America, when you're buying new home construction, even luxury home construction, you're generally put off into this land of suburbia where you're 15 minutes away from the nearest store. Whereas in West Africa, you can purchase a home that's conveniently located to the metropolitan areas, which makes life a lot better on a day-to-day basis. And let's talk about privacy. In West Africa, you can build a privacy wall around your entire property. So people can't just walk up to your front door, or they can't just look in and see what you're doing. In West Africa, you get that safety, security, and convenience. Whereas in America, they only allow you to generally do these cheap vinyl fences, and if you're lucky, they can be 6 feet tall, and they can only be in your backyard. So everybody can just walk up to your front yard when you buy a new home construction in America. And in West Africa, new home construction isn't as restricted as it is in America. So if you want to build a one-level house, you can do it. If you want to build a 6th bedroom instead of having a 5-bedroom, we can make that happen for you. And if you want a guest house, that's absolutely no problem. As long as you got enough space on your property, we can build that for you too. Instead of having to do it in America where you have to get permits for every little change that you make to the property. And as a result, the houses don't all look the same. Have you ever gone through a suburb in America and the only difference between any of the houses is what kind of vinyl they put on the front of the property? They call it a facade. Sometimes when I'm in a house in America, even a luxury new home construction, and I'm in one of the bedrooms, I have trouble telling the difference between the multi-million-dollar house and the much less expensive house for first-time home buyers. They use the same materials and they feel exactly the same on the inside. Whereas when you get new home construction in West Africa, the walls can be ornate. You can have really high-quality doors. Everything's just going to feel a lot more bespoke. And another little thing that I like about West African construction versus...
So welcome back. I hope the video was so helpful to you after you've watched it. So there are some points that I have to make after doing a couple of research for some days, because this is a topic of interest, especially now that you coming to Africa is my business, because that's what I always pray to you to come. And I have to make sure that you're coming to good houses. I want to make sure that you're coming to places where you don't face the same problem when it comes to housing, having a lot of neighbors who are making noise to you, enjoy your privacy. So I hope that video was so helpful to you. So houses in West Africa are generally made to help in the following ways. One, there are climatic and environmental conditions which we consider just before building these houses. One, West Africa uses materials like mud, bricks, thatch, and locally sourced wood, which are well adapted to the climate. Okay, these materials have excellent thermal properties and can withstand any harsh weather conditions. Okay, you've seen a couple of videos where in Africa we have the adverse weather maybe, but you see our houses are always standing. That's because they are built to adapt to these weather conditions, and our people have taken a lot of time in building these houses to come up with them and actually come out with a good house that can withstand any weather conditions. And this depends on the foundation which the houses in Africa are given, specifically to the Western African houses. Number two is people build these houses have the indigenous knowledge. After generations of experience, they have contributed to refined technique. For example, the application of mud plasters, a skill perfected over time, result in sturdy and weather-resistant walls. Okay, the more you do something for quite a long time, the more you become perfect in it. So remember, those people who have built these houses have become so perfect in building these houses, and they will offer you strong houses when you come to Africa, because this is something that they have been doing over time. A person who has been building houses for over 40 years, you can understand the type of experience that they have. This is compared to the houses which are built in the United States, where they just employ a couple of people who have the knowledge of experience. Because you see, experience and knowledge, experience is so stronger than just having the knowledge of doing something. So along years of doing the same thing and having experience of it makes it somebody to give you a quality thing rather than just a quantity thing. So that's a consideration that also you need to incorporate in considerations when coming to build a house in Africa. Number three is that, especially when you're a person who came to Africa just to reconnect with their family, so this is something that will happen to you. Communities come together to help in construction. Okay, you have to understand that. Remember, back in the United States, where you just employ a couple of people, you don't even know them, you don't even know whether they'll build the house wrongly or something. But remember, in Africa, this is a place where there is community building, where people come together and just build these houses together. So this collective effort not only speeds up the process, but also creates a strong sense of ownership and pride into the finished structure. So imagine the people that you call, people who are close to you, they come together to help you build the house. So you understand that it's easier for you to associate with people, it's easier for you to socialize with people in the moment that they help you build that house. So this is a consideration that you might need to take, but especially for the people who are coming to Africa to reconnect with their roots. This can be a good place, because this is our culture. House building is a family thing. So you're gonna come with your family, you're gonna come with people, friends that will help you build the house, and they'll always be there to support you in building the house. So especially this point is important to those people in the United States who want to come to build houses in Africa. So this is a consideration that you need to make, and I think it's worth it. It's worth it. You understand that? It's really worth it. Also, West Africa homes are often designed to accommodate changing family sizes and needs. Modular designs, elements, and flexible spaces allow for modification without significant structural alteration. So houses built in Africa are massive, and they are built to accommodate the changing size of the family. Today you might have 50 guests in your house. They can fit design in a way which they're designed, and they're so flexible, man. They can help you accommodate a given type of people that you want, and anytime you can come with the visitors and they can rest in your house. Okay, like in Africa, generally we do have the form of extended family. I know this might be different with the United States, where you have the nuclear family. So while in Africa, houses are built more of the extended family, because your uncle can visit anytime, your mom can visit anytime, you know. So houses built here are flexible for this kind of people. So if you're a family guy and you want to come to Africa, and one day your niece or your grandfather or your grandmother might follow you to Africa, these are houses which are built to suit you. These are houses that are built to cover you with your people. These are houses where you'll connect with people, you'll have enough space to welcome your visitors. When you have special events, you can conduct them in your house, and you don't need to pay for extra spaces where you have a house and you have to pay a person for a space so that you can conduct your services. But in Africa, you can find a good space in just the same house, and the house is totally affordable. So if you come to Africa, I think this is an open way in which you can build your house and look back and say that, okay, this is my house. Okay, guys, I think the reason why I've given you these points is that maybe just somebody is outside there and wants to come to build in Africa, and maybe they are in doubt whether is it worth it to can build houses in Africa, and as much as you want to stay in Africa. I think I'll give you a yes, because one, the houses are relatively cheaper as compared to the United States, where the house is yours, but again you'll be paying for the taxes as if it's not yours. Back in Africa, whether you've bought the land, it's yours. Especially when you buy it in the rural areas, the land remains yours and you won't need to pay a dime. So guys, I'll take this chance to give a shout out to my fans in the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, South Africa, you know, Kenya generally. I salute you, all of you. And guys, kindly subscribe to my channel if you're watching this video for the first time. To my returning viewers, always thank you very much. I highly appreciate you. So until next, I know I promised to walk you out in Mombasa. I'll take that time and walk you out in Mombasa. There are just a couple of things that I'm here to do, and then I'll just get out and walk you and show you how Mombasa looks like. I just took a 2-day break from back in the city, and I just came to Mombasa to do this. I actually came to visit a friend, and I just love it here. So I'll take this time to walk you to Mombasa, Kenya, the coast. So until then, see you guys. Salute.